Virgin Islands typically not a key player in nominating presidential candidates, but in this year's Republican primary, the territory is in the spotlight as former President Donald Trump and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley try to win over the islands. Our USVI News correspondent Rachel Knapp explains.
Following the closely watched Iowa caucus and the New Hampshire primary, up next in the race for the Republican nomination, the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands has never been a key player. Its timing makes it a player this time. It will be the third state or territory to announce results.
Henry Olson, a senior fellow at the Ethics and Public Policy Center, studies political trends. He says the islands make for an interesting duel between Republican contenders Nikki Haley and Donald Trump.
Even though it's small, it is something that will make news, particularly if Donald Trump doesn't win, because it would be the first time that any jurisdiction in the 2024 cycle will have voted against him.
The former president won both Iowa and New Hampshire. Olson says the island's use of ranked choice voting, where voters rank candidates in order of preference, would have made for an interesting race if more than two candidates were still in the running.
What I'm really looking for is seeing here in another jurisdiction, how well will Nikki Haley do? This is the only head-to-head match that they have going before South Carolina. And if Haley does well, she'll tout that as momentum and it'll get some pickup in the media. If she wins, then she gets 4 delegates and the boost of, hey, Donald Trump can be beaten. It doesn't have to be inevitable. It won't be a huge thing, but it's not going to be nothing. And it's something you can expect to hear more of and probably see some national and local media play.
Compared to other places, the Virgin Islands has a relatively small amount of voters, but Trump and Haley have put in both a lot of time and effort into wooing Republican voters on the islands.
It shows that they understand that it's not going to be decisive, but getting 4 delegates is better than getting no delegates, and most importantly, getting that media hit, the analysis of how are the two people faring. They've spent some time courting this electorate, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
In Washington, D.C., Rachel Knapp, One Caribbean Television.
The Virgin Islands Republican Presidential Caucus is Thursday, February 8th.